come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry.
Have you ever had a song where you just, you All right, let me try that again. Have you ever had a song completely blindside you? One you barely noticed before, maybe even got sick of hearing on the radio? Until suddenly, one random moment, it hits you like it was written just for you. For me, that song was The Scientist by Coldplay. Now, if you followed my channel, you know that I lean heavy into alternative rock, metal, and even nu metal. Not exactly Coldplay territory, but I'll never forget the morning that song cut straight through the fog and spoke directly to my soul. I was living in downtown Long Beach, home of Sublime and Snoop Dogg, freshly laid off from a job I'd had for 2 years. I was crashing with an ex in a tiny house behind an antique shop, wedged between 2 apartment complexes. Life was messy. I was broke, trying to launch a small online business, and honestly, still reeling from that job loss. Then one overcast morning, while working alone, I heard it. Faint piano chords drifting through a neighbor's window. Coldplay's voice carried on the fog.
Nobody said it was easy.
Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. I froze. Those words didn't just play in the air, they sank into me. A decade later, I still hear them whenever I hit a wall. Coldplay never became my favorite band, but that day, The Scientist carved itself into my story. Running in circles, chasing our tails, I'm going back to the start.
Tell me you love me, come back and haunt me.
Few songs manage to capture the ache of regret quite like Coldplay's The Scientist. It's tender, it's haunting, and it speaks to something deeply human, that desperate wish to turn back time and fix what we've broken. Today, we're going deep into the meaning behind The Scientist, the story behind its creation, the metaphor at its heart, and the way its music video visually amplifies the song's emotional power. The title itself is a metaphor. The scientist here is someone who is trying to solve a relationship problem with the tools of logic, observation, analysis, pulling the pieces apart to find the flaw. But love doesn't work like that. The lyrics, questions of science, science and progress, do not speak as loud as my heart. Reveal the truth. The mind can dissect events, but it can't erase the pain. The head asks why, but the heart only says, come back.
Not speak as loud as my heart.
This struggle between rational thought and overwhelming feeling is what gives the song its emotional gravity. It's not just about losing someone. It's about realizing that no amount of logic can rewind the clock. The Scientist is soaked in regret. The singer admits fault without ever specifying exactly what happened. And that's part of the power. It leaves space for listeners to project their own heartbreak onto the song. Lines like, "Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part," carry the bittersweet understanding that relationships aren't simple, and sometimes the damage can't be undone. But the wish to undo it is still there. The repeated plea to go back to the start is more than nostalgia. It's a longing for a second chance, to rerun the experiment and change the outcome. It's something anyone who has lost love can relate to. Chris Martin has shared that the song's spark came while he was in Liverpool, listening to George Harrison's All Things Must Pass. He tried playing Isn't It a Pity on an old piano, but in fumbling through it, he stumbled upon a new chord sequence that felt lovely and instantly haunting. The video, directed by Jamie Thraves, is just as unforgettable as the song. It's told entirely in reverse. We first see Chris Martin walking backwards through the fields and streets, until the story rewinds to its heartbreaking beginning, a car crash. This reverse motion mirrors the lyrical plea to go back to the start. The crash becomes a metaphor for the sudden, devastating end of a relationship, and the powerless wish to reverse it.
No one ever said it would be so hard.
Chris Martin even learned to sing the song backwards so the lip sync would work in reverse playback. The effect is hypnotic, like watching time physically unravel while knowing you can't truly change the ending. What makes this song stick with us isn't just its sadness. It's the honesty. Coldplay never tells us exactly what went wrong. And that ambiguity lets a song become ours. For some, it's about romantic heartbreak. For others, it's about losing a friend, a family member, or even a version of yourself you wish you could return to. It's about the universal truth that we all make mistakes we can't undo, and yet part of us will always wish we could. The scientist in the song learned something the hard way, that not everything in life can be explained, fixed, or controlled. Sometimes the heart breaks, and all you can do is feel it. Maybe that's why The Scientist still resonates 2 decades later. It's a reminder that in love, the most important truths can't be found in data or experiments. They're felt, messy, unmeasurable, and deeply human. Thanks for joining me in this breakdown of The Scientist. If this song has ever helped you through a tough moment, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the meaning of your favorite songs, make sure to subscribe. And if you found this explanation helpful, a super thanks or donation would go a long way towards supporting this channel. This is Man Bear Cow signing out, saying thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
You want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Half man, half bear, half cow, or is he half man, half bear cow?